all the things that Dr. Weber reminded us of, the work that we do every single day, we know is for the next generation, to preserve our planet, to preserve our nation, to preserve our community, our democracy is for the next generation. But it's important that we're reminded that we stand on the shoulders of those who came before us, that there's a lot of progress to be made and a lot of work to do, but there is progress that has been made. And May is Older Americans Month.
Definitely.
And if you don't know, Henny Kelly will remind you that May is Older Americans Month. Thank you, Henny. And to take a moment to honor the contributions of our more senior Democrats who have led before and are leading today, please help me welcome our Senior Caucus Chair, Mike Thaller. Mike?
Thank you. I'm really honored to follow Shirley Weber, my fellow San Diegan. But I'm here to talk about, well, how many of you have ever heard of Older Americans Month? Those of you who haven't have a short-term memory problem. Older Americans Month was proclaimed by President John Kennedy a few months before we lost him, 61 years ago. It's actually been in effect that whole time. But last month, in fact, about 3 weeks ago, President Biden reaffirmed it. And I think that was extremely appropriate since he is getting so much criticism just for his age. But this is all very personal to me, and I'm going to try to keep from tearing up a little bit. Basically, I prefer to older Americans, or the term tenured party members, or party elders in the same sense that the Native Americans use that term, and I feel like we're being discounted. In fact, we are being discounted. So ask not to discount us. You know, our biggest value, I think, to the party and maybe to life in general as elders is our memory. And I made a list of things that we remember that are an asset to the party and to the country, for that matter. For instance, we remember the Vietnam protests from like 55, 60 years ago. We were there. We are observing the way protesters are being treated today. And, you know, we have ideas of how we can keep that peaceful, because that wasn't we weren't given the opportunity to keep ours peaceful. Another thing we remember is when abortions were illegal, and the effort put in by us and our fellow people to make it legal.
Yes.
Thank you for the yes. And I think we should celebrate that. We also remember how new technology took over the way we live. And this was not really a struggle, but we remember having to learn to change the way we thought and the way we did things. And that's happening now. And we talk to us. We know what it takes and how to go through that. I think that's something we should celebrate. We also remember when we could disagree with each other and still remain friends. We should celebrate that and try to bring that back. We remember when California was a red state, and how much work it took for this party and those of us in it, and our elders in particular, to get it blue. We should celebrate that. We also remember many successful campaigns that we worked on and some unsuccessful campaigns that we worked on. And we should celebrate that and learn from it. We learned from it. We want to share that knowledge. We should celebrate that. And remember, seniors vote. So please realize that and encourage us and encourage all seniors to vote. And we should celebrate that. Seniors have institutional knowledge of this party and almost everything else, really. And as I saw a bumper sticker that said, "I'm old, I know everything, and I have plenty of time to tell you about it." But all kidding aside, I think that's something that we should celebrate. And the bottom line is older people are an asset to the party and to the world, I guess. And certainly the nation. And I think we should celebrate Older Americans Month every May and every month, along with all the other months that there are. So I want to close, if I can find it, by reading how President Biden wrapped up his reaffirmation of the month. He said, "I, Joseph Biden Jr., President of the United States, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Constitution and laws of the United States, do hereby proclaim May as Older Americans Month, this month and beyond. I call upon all Americans to celebrate older adults and their contributions, support their independence, and recognize their unparalleled value to our nation." Replace the word nation in your mind with party. Because we've been here a long time and we really feel we're an asset and we don't want to be discounted. So happy Older Americans Month, and thank you very much.